Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How are you all doing tonight? This evening? Amazing. Great. So, whether you had a long day at work or college, or barely made it through in this Bangalore traffic, in this cloudy weather, on a Friday evening, I am sure you have made the right choice by being here this evening. So now, before we begin, let us follow these 3 basic simple rules. Please take out your mobile phones and keep them on silent and give me a thumbs up when you're done. Alright. Second is, please refrain from talking about sex, religion, or politics in order to not hurt other sentiments. And 3, please refrain from moving around in the meeting and only do so when you hear an applause. Now, did you all get that? Yes. Good. So now let me set the tone for the evening. You know, if she weren't here tonight, this evening, she'd probably be curled up with a good book in a quiet little corner with a strange calm look. But instead she's here to lead with grace, with her kind words and graceful talk. You know, I asked someone in the club what she's really like. And then they replied, she's someone they call morning or night because she's ever so reliable and ever so kind, with a kind heart and thoughtful mind. Without further ado, let us rise a while and call someone who's about to bring life to this tribe. Let us welcome our president for this evening. Let us welcome President Chaitra Chandapillai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavana, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Welcome to meeting number 1485. I declare meeting number 1485 open. Now, before we begin, do we have quite a few first-time guests, I see. Can you all please stand? Members, how do we welcome our guests? Thank you. We hope you enjoy today's meeting and we hope you do come back for the next few meetings as well. Please take your seats.
Thank you.
Now we have the minutes for the last meeting which is going to be read by a very new Toastmaster. I've seen him in speechcraft, and one thing I've seen is how committed he is and how he's always put in that work and improved because of that. Can we welcome Toastmaster Vineet to give the minutes of today's meeting?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome to the guests. Good evening.
Good evening.
Meeting number 1484 was held on 4th of July. The theme of the last meeting was Turn Intention into Action. Word of the day was catalyst. It was used 5 times. Number of members were 34 and number of guests was 17. Best Speaker Award was won by Toastmaster Mahavir Jain. Best Evaluator Award was won by TTM Vijay. Best Role Taker Award was won by TM Joel. Best Auxiliary Role Taker was won by TM Puneeth. Over to you.
Members, are there any amendments to the minutes of the meeting?
No.
Okay. I declare the minutes of the meeting number 1484 passed. my mother had one constant complaint when I was a child. Anytime she wanted me to help her, she would call Chaitra, and there would be no response. So then she would assume I was somewhere at the other end of the house, and she would call louder, Chaitra, no response. Third time's a charm, right? So this time she would muster all her energy and shout, Chaitra! No response. Finally, she would be furious and she would storm down the house, only to find me in my room with my nose buried in a book and the outside world completely shut out. I was completely oblivious to anything outside that book. So words are magical. To me as a child, I found myself getting lost in books for hours at a time. How many of you have read the book Chronicles of Narnia? Yes. So it's about a group of children. It's a children's book. And they step into a magical wardrobe. And on the other side of the wardrobe, they step into a magical world with a talking lion. And they go on all sorts of adventures. And the interesting thing is they spend a lot of time on those adventures. But by the time they come back in through the wardrobe into the real world, they find out that it's only been a couple of hours that they've been gone. Books were like that to me. Anytime I picked a book, my brain would go on a journey, on an adventure. And by the time I finished the book, I would realize that, oh, it's only been a short amount of time. So words and how we use our language is the cornerstone of human civilization. At one point, scientists were wondering what makes us uniquely human. First they thought it was the use of tools. But no, plenty of other animals use tools. Then they thought it would be culture. But other animals have culture too. In fact, different pods of killer whales have their own unique culture. But one thing that sets us apart is how we communicate. Our complex language that we use to give others complex pieces of information. And this is what has helped us grow as a human civilization into the complex world that we are today. It has taken us 4 billion years to get from the first life forms to our human brains. Our human brains have evolved alongside language. And this language takes us into a magical world where we get lost in different ideas, in different adventures that is communicated to us. And this is a cornerstone of human civilization. Using our words to take others into a diverse and rich other worlds. Now to take our meeting forward, we have a very unique person. She is from Ludhiana and her father is from the Air Force. And because of that, she used to spend a lot of time in other parts of the country. In fact, she spent a lot of time in remote areas, and that's what helped her experience nature and what's helped her develop a love for nature. So these days, she loves doing things like being out in nature, trekking, and of course, traveling. An artist by profession, today she loves looking at different foods, right? She looks at how we can all eat healthy, and this has helped take her into a journey where she is developing a business that sells unique products around healthy foods. And the thing that makes these products unique is how she wants to look into how foods were prepared in a traditional way. An artist by profession, she is a very creative person. And anytime I talk to her, I see all these creative ideas come up. So if you spend a few minutes brainstorming with her, you can get a wealth of ideas. Friends, put your hands together to welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Amrit Kaur.
Thank you, President Toastmaster Chaitra, for that impeccable introduction. I wish my family was here to listen to you. How are you all doing today? Great to see you. All right. A very good evening to all members and dear guests.
Good evening.
Thank you. Now today's theme is words are your magic wand. Now words have magical power, but it took me a long time to understand that. I will share you 3 small incidents or stories, you may call, from my life that changed, that shaped me, and how the knowledge that words are our magic wand changed that perception. So we all have our childhood stories, right, which are told and retold in the family meetings. I have a couple of those. The first one is when I took my first entrance exam at the age of 4 years. When my mother took me to my kindergarten admission at Air Force School, Bangalore. Now, I was asked to write A to Z on a piece of paper. I was excited. I picked up my pencil and started writing. But my mother was worried. She knew how impeccable I was with my writing skills. Standing next to me, she could note that half of my words were jumbled up and half of words were pulled up. So the jumbled up were like B was D and D was V. P was ulta and C was ulta. You know, similarly, a lot of letters and alphabets were just jumbled up. And standing there, she was worried. How is this girl going to get admission into any school? Now, I don't have any memory of this incident, but I have heard this story at least 1,000 times. The second story is when I was somewhere around 8 years, and my father was teaching me, and he suddenly asked me, "Can you spell elephant?" Confidently, I replied, ELEPHANT. And there came a slap from my father. Now, if you're saying ELEPHANT is phonetically correct, but English is a funny language. They decided to just change it, not go by the phonetics, but go by their own assumptions. So whosoever's ingenious idea was that, I got the slap. Now, my father, after the slap, I also got a verdict. That was, how is this girl going to ever learn anything? She can't even spell fell elephant. I have some memory of this incident. The third story is when I was somewhere around 12 years old and I got my English grammar test paper where I scored a big 0. And my kind and sweet English teacher decided to announce it to the class. I wish she had seen 3 Idiots, so she could not announce it but come and tell me in my ear. But she did not, because the movie came much later. So, when she... Now it was announced, and on top of it, she also gave the verdict. You don't even know, and you are so terrible with grammar. How are you ever going to speak in English? Now, if you see these stories, and this particular one, I have a vivid memory, and not just me, all my friends have a very, very vivid memory of this story. And whenever we meet, the story comes up. So when these 3 incidents shape a lot of who I became. And at some point, I realized when I joined Toastmasters that words have great power. When others said something for me, that was okay. The worst started happening when I started saying things like, oh, I am worthless. I can never be a public speaker. But in Toastmasters, I learned from my mentor to say a few set of words before coming on stage. I am the best. I am going to rock the stage today. And whenever I would say these words would fill me with energy and confidence. And more often than not, those words, that confidence and energy was translated onto the stage. You see, words are magical tools. They are a magic wand we all have. Words can either push you into a pit or they can pull you up to skies. And it is not my own unique story of transformation at Toastmasters. There are not just thousands, but millions of transformations that have happened at Toastmasters. Toastmasters was started by Ralph C. Smedley on October 22nd, 1924. Today, there are more than 14,000 clubs in 150 countries with over 270,000 members across the world. And this transformation that Toastmaster has been doing, they have been doing in a really structured and effective manner. Every meeting has a standardized format. It has 3 parts: prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation. Prepared speeches is where a speaker prepares a speech on a topic and delivers it on stage. Table topics is where a speaker is called to speak on an impromptu topic. And the last, evaluation, is where the entire meeting is evaluated by a general evaluator. And Our general evaluator is assisted by 3 people. They are the 3 auxiliary role takers and called tag team. A timer, an hour counter, and a grammarian. Now for today's, I will introduce you to the general evaluator in the later part of the meeting when we get on to the evaluation segment. Now please allow me to introduce you to the tag team. For our timer, we have our Toastmaster, Kenneth Sterling. He is our past treasurer. He is a graduate in business and management from the University of London, and he is planning to pursue his master's from the UK. The magical words in his life were of his father, which have helped him a lot with dealing with people and understanding people. His father told him that always listen to people first, no matter where or whom it is coming from, and then respond. May I request our timer, the sharp and sweet Toastmaster Kenneth, to please read out the timer guidelines.
Good evening, Toastmasters. I have the honor of playing one of the most crucial roles in the room, the timer, basically the Toastmasters version of a traffic cop. I'm just here to give signals and also give looks when you're speeding through your speeches or worse, taking scenic detours. Here's how the timing signals work. Think of them as traffic light for your speech. Green means go. You've hit the minimum time. You're on the zone. The audience is with you. Ride the wave. Yellow means caution. Time's almost up. Start landing that plane before the message runs out of the runway. Red means stop. That's the universe politely saying, okay, superstar, take a bow, time to move off the stage. Here's a breakdown for the different speech segments. The icebreaker speech, I'll show the green at 4, yellow at 5, and red at 6. For the prepared speech, green at 5, yellow at 6, red at 7. For table topics, green at 1, yellow at 1:30, red at 2. Evaluations, green at 2, yellow at 2:30, and red at 3. If you go more than 30 seconds over the red light, you're no longer eligible for the best speaker, no matter how epic your mic drop was. But here, at least you get the room of story. I'll return at the end of the meeting with a full timing report, so keep it sharp and keep it punchy. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kenneth. Next on tag team, we have our Toastmaster Aranya Shivarani. She is a creative person who loves art and design, and she loves expressing her unique ideas in unique ways. Two strong women have left a huge impact on her life. They taught her to never quit, whatever happens. Her mother and her grandmother. May I request Toastmaster Aranya to please read out her guidelines.
As our counter, I will be very careful. I will be listening very carefully for use of vocal pauses and crutch words such as ha, you know, and repetitive words or phrases. I will keep track evaluation starts at the beginning of the meeting and ends at adjournment.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraana, for that grateful description of the role. Now, for our grammarian, we have our own Toastmaster, Vishal. Now, we all know this person as someone who is ready to learn anything and everything. He's ready to take up role at any point of time. I, as a sergeant in arms, remember that I would just have to either raise my hand or look at him and he would just come running to help. May I request the most helpful and committed member of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, Vishal, to please read out his guidelines.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Our president has already established the importance of language, but let me add to it by saying in German, in the German language, for hand, you say hand, and for shoe, you say shoe. And guess what you say for glove?
Glove.
Glove. Anyone? They say handshoe. And many linguists believe, because of this structure of the language, which is so logical, even they as a people are a little illogical. This is the importance of language. Now, having established that, every language has a few guidelines, and this is commonly known as grammar. And I, as a grammarian for the day, will be monitoring the good and not so good usage of the language through grammar. Now, I also have the responsibility of introducing the word of the day, which is impeccable. And used in a sentence, it would be, our president gave an impeccable speech today, which means of no fault. Now, I will keep a keen eye and hope you all do impeccably. Over to you, Toastmaster Vineet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal, for reading out the guidelines. Now it is time for us to move to our prepared speech section. So are you ready?
Yes.
Great. Now before I introduce the first speaker, let me introduce you to the evaluator who's going to evaluate the speech. Our first evaluator is a highly fit and adventurous person. He's passionate about cycling and trekking. And it is the magical words of his father who let him leave his corporate job to follow his passion. His father told him that money is not a problem. In fact, money is not at all a problem. So what he realized is that if he has skills, any skills, he will get paid. And that is exactly what he did. He worked on developing his skills. Today, he does not just find new paths for himself. He guides others on their adventurous journeys. And to guide the speaker with his evaluation, let's please invite the evaluator, Toastmaster Pradeep Padmanabhan.
Thank you, Mr. PM. That was a wonderful introduction. So today, the speaker is going to try their first icebreaker speech. The purpose of the evening for the speaker is going to for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Wishing good luck to the speaker. Back to you.
Thank you, our passionate and daring Toastmaster Pradeep, for the description. Now, I must tell you that Toastmaster Pradeep is also attempting his project as an evaluator. So he will also be evaluated on his evaluation. And for that, we have our distinguished Toastmaster. For him, delighting customers is the key to any business success. He is an accomplished author, coach, and trainer for customer service. And for him, he learned his magical words from his father. In fact, he heard those words from his childhood as his father spoke, that 99% of your problems and worries will never materialize. And if they do, then we will work or act on them at that time. So, when, what, should happen, then, that, then will happen. So why to worry, right? Now, he is an outstanding Toastmaster for 20 years. And so for reading the guidelines for the evaluation, may I request, please, DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Gangaadhar Krishnan, please read out the guidelines.
Good evening to all Toastmasters and guests. This basically is an evaluation of the evaluator on how he has done the evaluation itself. So that's the idea behind this project. And the purpose of it is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting, which is what we're going to do today. And the purpose of the speech itself is a member to deliver constructive feedback on another member's presentation. So my job then would be how well has he performed in that area as an evaluator. The time allotted is 5 to 7, but it's not, because as an evaluator it will be just 3 minutes. With that, I wish you all the best.
Thank you, our warm, friendly, and poetic Distinguished Toastmaster Gangaadhar Krishna, for reading the guidelines. And now it is time to invite our speaker, the first speaker. I know her from our last Speechcraft program. She is one of the most dedicated and committed members we have as a Speechcrafter. She comes with a lot of zeal and energy and creativity in her speeches, and we enjoyed when she spoke. For her, the magical person she finds is Sir Ratan Tata. She finds him truly admirable in the way he treated people and in the way he tirelessly worked for other people and for our country. Now, let me invite the Toastmaster with her speech, Toastmaster Jahnvi Gupta, with her speech title, Change is the Only Constant in Life. Change is the only constant in life. Toastmaster Jahnvi Gupta.
choose between two things, either be chained or embrace the change. 5 years ago, a 15-year-old girl made a really small decision in her life during the time that was unique in history. When the skies of Delhi were blue, people were locked in their houses, our faces were masked, she decided to cut her hair short during that lockdown. Well, that girl is me, Jahnvi. But what's the big deal about it, Jahnvi? Why are you making a big deal out of your hair? Well, you see, the kind of community that I came from, which limited women to chores, which limited women in the parda, which limited women to household work even before they got a degree, it was a big decision for me to announce it to the world that you don't get to decide how I look. I get to decide how I look. You don't get to decide what I do and not do. I get to decide what I do. With that haircut came a lot of confidence, an opportunity to move out of the house as well. Because I was confused as a boy in the streets. Everyone called me, "Oi Chotu, Bhai Sahab, here in Bangalore, Anand, sir." So I decided why not take advantage of it. And I decided to change the definition of home. A home that used to feel like माँ के हाथ का खाना, पापा के साथ चाय पीना, भाई के साथ स्कूटी पर घूमना, to now अकेले filter coffee पीना, while exploring the southern streets of Bangalore, not with my brother on the scooty, but with myself on foot. Myself who embraced the change and decided not to be chained to a society that doesn't allow women to step out of the home, with the sole anchor of my parents' support. That change also invited a lot of comments from my relatives, from my friends, from my parents that will you be able to do it? Are you safe out there? Are you healthy out there? And I decided to take care of myself at that point of time. I came across a street called JC Road, and I thought that this would be my, what you call, adda for the next 3 years in Bangalore. But I decided to move out of that comfortable environment that college had provided. And I moved to this new place called Vivipuram, which was buzzing with foodies, which was buzzing with the Kaushalya, Suprabhata, Ram, Pravartaki. I'm sorry for the lyrics from the temples. I no longer woke up with Jahnvi beta ut jao, 6 baj gaye ut jao bhaiya. I woke up with Shubhu Lakshmi's chants. But it did not suit me as well. Or as I should say, it did not suit my roommates. So I had to move out to now Mahalakshmipura layout. A 1 BHK, a third location within 18 months. My parents were like, "Beta tu ghar aa ja वापस, वहीं पढ़ेगा." But I decided to give it a shot. And I thought it would be a peaceful place to become a ranker in Bangalore, in my university, long before I started hearing these whispers at night. Baby, you know I love you, right? You know I miss you. And I was shocked that these people have come to Bangalore to study, but look at what they are doing. So I decided to now move to Bangalore, to Larba. And I had finally found my place. It did have the traffic, it did block my nose and challenge my immunity, but I decided to, as always, embrace the change. Mind you, this is my 5th location within 3 years. So my message to each and every one of you is to embrace the change. if you have a choice to choose between comfort and discomfort, if you have a choice to choose between settling and unsettling, I urge you all to choose the latter and not be chained to the former. Because once you accept these changes in life, once you step into the unknown, once you embrace the challenges and changes, you let your impeccable and unique self unleash. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jahnvi, for that bold and inspiring icebreaker. For the benefit of guests, in Toastmasters, we have this tradition of giving a standing ovation to every icebreaker speaker. This is primarily done to welcome them for the first step that they have taken to become a better communicator, and also to encourage them to keep coming back to the stage. Now it is time for our second speaker. And before that, let me introduce you to her evaluator. Now by now you know how much I love introducing this person. And I've spent 6 months doing it, and I can still do it. There's one thing during my introduction that I missed telling you about, which I heard from other people, and I found it really, really impressive. So people from the training fraternity generally have this tendency of keeping the information and contacts to themselves. But people told me, he is a trainer and a coach. So from the training fraternity, people told me that he is different. He does not have any apprehensions in sharing any sort of information. Which means that, and he is very, very free in sharing the contacts or details with other trainers. We also know him for his wit and humor. Now sample this. When I asked him whose words inspired him or brought magic to his life, he said it was Balakrishna-Pillai. Balakrishna said, you must get your change. I cannot bring your change. Balakrishna-Pillai was his bus conductor. So we begin with a big round of applause. Please, may I invite Toastmaster Sheep to please read out the project guidelines.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Our next speaker is attempting project number 1 from level 3 of Dynamic Leadership Pathways, Planning and Implementing. The purpose of the speech is for the member to practice developing a plan and bringing that plan to fruition. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, speaker, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheep. Now our next speaker is someone who is going to bring a lot of crime thrillers to our Bangalore Toastmasters Club. She is studying her master's in forensic science. When I asked her who is the person who has brought magic in her life with his or her words, she said that it has to be her father. Her father has been an extremely supportive person for her in whatever she wants to do. He also encourages her and calms her down in difficult situations. Now, with the speech title, Toastmasters is my secret energy. May I invite Toastmaster Shreya Sadugol.
Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
It has a little bit less energy. I should go and have some snacks. Whether it will put me to sleep or give me more energy, only time will tell. 1 hour later. Okay, today is Wednesday, so I should send the questions to the president by Thursday. Even though I will get the answer for these questions just before the meeting starts. Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
This pitch is impeccable. If I try to do anything high or low, I might sound like a bat trying to mate. So I kindly inform you, please do not Google that. You just have to trust me on this. And for your information, I was a biology student, so you can trust me. It's Thursday. So let me send the question to the president. Good evening, Joe sir. What is the meaning of your name in Greek or Latin? No wonder it used to take him days to answer to my question. Well, we solved that question or tried. Good evening, Toastmasters and your guests.
Good evening.
I was a sergeant at arms in this prestigious club, Bangalore Toastmasters Club, in the term July 2024 to December 2024. My part was to introduce the president, set up the meeting, and etc. etc. If you want to know what is it, etc., you have to become their say. That is what we call a sergeant arms, short form. Once you become the sergeant arms, that aura, that energy never gets out of you, as you can look at me right now. This is what I used to do every week before I started the meetings. This is just the pre-part what used to happen. Now, okay. As I was saying, whenever it used to be like regular meetings, this was just a small part. Like going and planning. It used to seem very small, like me, but the efforts behind it was huge, like my heart. Especially during the special meetings, where it added a little bit extra pressure on the sergeant arms, where I had to make sure that the decorations were special, the snacks were special, and the vibes so special that it would guilt trip the members into attending, because the members are special too, obviously. When I became the SA, it was not only coming to the meetings on Friday, setting up the meeting, but it was also the meetings before the actual meeting, which is meeting with the ExCom members, whether be online or offline. I had to plan out my college assignments, projects, or exams. I had to organize when I had to procrastinate. Wait, that was not supposed to come out loud. Maybe it was the autocorrect in my speech. As this announced, I needed a subcommittee really bad. And to the rescue was Toastmaster Amrit. And I am not trying to butter her since she is the VP Education now. But she was a huge help in my planning. So whenever I was not coming or I had prior plans, what are the prior plans I'm not going to tell you. You can meet me after the meeting. And whenever I was so scrambled in my mind, who am I going to be like? There's so much work to do. She was a go-to person and she made it a lot easier to plan accordingly. Now, let me ask a question. Toastmaster Priyanka, what is the secret of your energy? Okay, that was a little bit unexpected. But if you ask me, Toastmasters is the secret of my energy. Over to you.
That was our chirpy champ, our past Sergeant at Arms for you. Give her a big round of applause. Thank you for sharing a lot of insights on Sergeant at Arms roles. It seems pretty easy peasy, but when you are on stage, you know what happens. Your legs start trembling, everything, that your heartbeat goes high, and what's not. Now we will take a little break, and before that, there is a voting link that has been sent to vote the best speaker. The password is 1000,000. And let's have a 5-minute break. And now let's move on to our next segment, which is table topics. And for that, we have our table topic master. But table topic master is also doing his project, and he will be evaluated by our own past president, Toastmaster Priyanka Ranure. She is a software engineer with Nokia, and she is known for her push-ups, which she does with, which I have heard, she does with 100 kgs of weight. And she also runs for 1 hour every day. So with a big round of applause, let's welcome our muscular and popular Toastmaster Priyanka to read out the guidelines.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrit. The member is attempting Level 2 project from Pathway Persuasive Influencing. The project is active listening. The purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate their ability to listen to whatever others say. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. And now it's time to invite our table topic master. He is a mechanical engineer and an ergonomist, and has worked for many years designing office furniture solutions. He's working with Smart Desk, and now he is the head sales with the same company. I know him as someone who is always ready to help and to learn. So ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, please help me in inviting the table topic master, Toastmaster Srinivas.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
As a table topic master, my goal is to provide an engaging opportunity for everyone to practice thinking on their feet and also to improve their public speaking skills. I promise to make this safe and supportive environment. The timing cards will be showed as follows: 1, 1.5 and 2 minutes respectively. There will be a grace period of 15 seconds only. Let us try to use the word of the day impeccable. Listen topics carefully, be calm, think about the topic and attempt the topic well. We are here to learn and grow together. Toastmasters, are you ready?
Yes.
Guests, are you ready?
Yes.
Let us go with the first topic. Who is your celebrity crush? Who is your celebrity crush? Abhay, Kothari.
Topic master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Who is my celebrity crush? Well, I think it was changing from time to time. Because a lot of celebrities keep popping up and you never really know who you get a crush on. But I think the first celebrity crush that I ever had was watching the movie Bangalore, and it has two very, very gorgeous women in it. That is Salma Hayek and Penelope Cruz. So I think that those ladies who were playing bandits in the movie, they were actually very innocent ladies who decide to rob banks, and they go about it in a very, let's say, for menacing style, and they go about robbing the bank somewhere in the 1880s and 1890s, and well, their dressing sense was really amazing. So I think those ladies were really my first crush, and especially the way they have this Spanish accent embedded in their English, saying what they do in Senor, and so on and so forth. So I think really Salma Hayek and Penelope Cruz defined my first celebrity crush. I hope.
Sir, you told your 80s crush Salma Hayek, but you not told me the Gen Z's crush yet. So I wanted some more crushes from you, as you mentioned that you had time to time variation of crushes which is coming in. So let us dive back to the second topic. Can magic happen overnight? Can magic happen overnight? Ganesh Pai.
Magically wonderful and timeless, I think it takes tremendous amount of time. So whilst it's pretty common to hear, right, learn English in 7 days, get fit in 30 days, but beneath all that marketing gimmick is the, I think we need to realize that if we attempt to do anything which is meaningful, it takes tremendous amount of time. And anything which looks magical to you, there is a, the tremendous amount of effort which people have put. It seems, Cristiano Ronaldo, whom we all know as one of the terrific players in
football. The kind of work ethic is amazing. It seems every day he comes to ground 6 o'clock, no matter what. He might be partying up until 3 in the morning, but 6 o'clock is there. So I genuinely believe it's good to admire magicians, but if you want to create anything monumental, long-lasting, or something that outlasts you, don't believe in magic. It's just the pure play, hard work, determination, and the ability to stay awake when the world is sleeping. So that's my take on it. Back to you.
Practice in private, make the magic in front of people. That's what I get from your words. The next topic is, what is your favorite game to play? What is your favorite game to play? Toastmaster Chiranth.
Yeah, well, someone gave me a tip to say Ludo. Till I saw some Ludo-based movie, I didn't know what Ludo was. Okay. My favorite sports as a kid was volleyball. You know, I grew up, I lived playing volleyball. You know, that was it's just not a favorite sports, it's also an emotion for me as well. But unfortunately, I'm in Bangalore, there is not much people like who are interested in volleyball, and you don't get that opportunity in Bangalore. So one thing is like you don't have that much of space, and coordinating and collecting the people of 12 members is really difficult. You know, it's really difficult in India and Bangalore because majorly people concentrate on only 2 sports I've seen in Bangalore, that is cricket and the shuttle or badminton, whatever you call it. So that is my favorite sport. Why it is favorite is also a different thing. So it's not just about that I like to play. It's also involves people. There are like, you know, it's also a good game as well. But the intensity of it, it's not boring as cricket does. I don't hear you because I often see people coming here and talking about cricket and all those stuff. But the thing is, like, why it is boring? It's not like the play or the thing. It's if some person is standing in a court someplace, he might not in the field, he might not get the ball. He can finish the play or 1 or 2 minutes maximum of his involvement. But in a volleyball, like if you play for 15 minutes, you will get like 4 to 5 minutes of play. So that is why I love that sports, because it keeps you involved rather than being passive. I think that's my favorite sports. Yeah, over to you.
Chiranth, whenever you're going for the volleyball court, please call me as a 13th man, not to play, but to umpire. The next topic is your travel destination for a weekend. Your travel destination for a weekend, Toastmaster Murali.
Good evening. Good evening. My favorite place for weekend is Tiruvannamalai. It's a hill. And when I go there, I take a 14-kilometer walk. And in the walk, you find different people, different personalities. And suddenly, you find you are in a place where you can learn a lot and become silent too. The Tiruvannamalai hill is a mighty hill. What does it tell us? You just need to stand there and watch things happen. Like she told, what things at what time happen will happen, and what things at what not time happen will not happen. So Tiruvannamalai is a place to go and understand your own inner being. Over to you.
Tiruvannamalai is a great place to go on, especially on Paurnamis. So that is where the Girivala happens every month. Lakhs of people walk around the hill of Tiruvannamalai. One day, please take me to. The next topic is your favorite food. What makes it so special? What's your favorite food and what makes it so special? Toastmaster Alagammai.
Good evening all.
Good evening.
Favorite food is Maggi, of course, because it is unhealthy, but I like it so much. Whatever the situations, I will eat the Maggi always, because like if I am bored out also, I will eat Maggi. If I am happy, I will eat Maggi. And I stayed in hostel during my college days, so Maggi is my food always, a comfort food for me. Because the food in hostel won't be good. So I used to eat Maggies, going to canteen and eat Maggies. And then I came from Chettinad side. So of course our food is different from others. So I love every foods in our side. The Maggi is a perfect Maggi with water and then that mix of that masala, that's it, not putting something inside.
Since biryani Maggi and parota Maggi is not existed, maybe somebody would like to try it, so they can try biryani Maggi and biryani parota. Maggi parota. The next topic. The words from your grandparent which you still remember. The words from your grandparent which you still remember. Toastmaster Prakarsh Anand.
Good evening, dear members and guests.
Good evening.
Not from my grandparents, but my uncle, my Bade Papa, he told in any situation, leave the bad and absorb the good, and you will grow in life. And I think that has stayed with me. And I try different things. I do a lot of stuff, but this keeps me humble as well as analytical to understand what is good, what is bad, what is the level I should indulge in a particular thing and where I should stop. So yeah, that line always has guided me, and I believe it will stay with me throughout my life. Yeah, so I think he has been an inspiration for me, and I hope I will be able to live up to his expectations and become a person who is good enough to always follow his words in any situation, absorb the good and leave the bad.
Absorb the good, leave the bad. Definitely, Prakash. Because I see you growing. Because you encourage me to take table topics. That table topics encourage me to come on more often on stage. That good thing you seeded in me, definitely I follow the same. The next topic is, which small goal you are working right now? Which small goal you are working right now? Toastmaster Robinson sir.
Hi. The topic is which small goal you work now. I had searched for that small goal because it was too small. Then I find it difficult. Yeah. So far as goal is concerned, I'm a workaholic. I gone working, doing this one. At present, I am trying to prepare for my next speech, because in between, after my last speech, about 2.5 years back, when my mentor left the club for his good to continue education, I had no mentor. Then I completely lost track. Thank you, Chaitra, for guiding me and tracing my line last week. She struggled a lot despite the difficulties. And my small goal, but it's not small, for me it's very big, to give my next presentation here on the stage when Amrit gives me an opportunity. And to speak on a topic, definitely you will look forward for it, because it's going to be a very sensitive topic so far few people are concerned.
So I admire your words of work is worship, and also you are an inspiration for us to come every week. Even at the age of 82, you are saying that you are working on a project to speak on stage. That's wonderful topic. Wonderful take on the topic, sir. The next topic. What's the best piece of advice you have ever received? What's the best piece of advice you have ever received? Toastmaster Puneeth Suraana.
I receive a tremendous amount of advice on a daily basis. From loved ones, but especially from the rest of the world. And it's hard. I think this is a millennial problem at large. Everybody is advising us. It's hard to find somebody that is not advising us. Even the advertisements are advising us. Insurance ले लो, mutual fund सही है. It's unbelievable how much of advices we are inundated with, and I must appreciate folks who are still able to find an inner compass beneath the heap of advice that my generation is on right now. And if this wasn't enough, there is artificial intelligence around to give us a mammoth of advice for the smallest of topics. I don't know of the best advice anymore. I think right now, what I see millennials like me and like the individuals I interact with struggle with is to find something that connects with them and resonates with them, and having the courage to follow it. I think that itself is so hard. Everywhere, social media. Before it was just family and relatives, yeah, and aunties. You could deal with aunties, yeah, and somehow you could make life. But now everyone is an auntie. And with social media, with AI, with Office, with Toastmasters, it's unbelievable. It's like we don't live in universe, we live in auntiverse. Everyone's an auntie. And their advice keeps changing. The formats keep changing. Sometimes it's in a sweet way, sometimes it's in a glamorized way, sometimes it's AI spin chatbot way. It's unbelievable. In this advice intense world, I hope you find your compass. Thank you.
Going to anti-wise, anti-advice to anti-word, and it's going to AI advice. Now people are more of AI advice than antis or anti-words. Let's dive back to the next topic. Tell us about a book or a movie that you really enjoyed. Tell us about a book or a movie that you really enjoyed. Toastmaster Bryan.
Life was sweet when I was doing my undergraduation. It turned horrible during my post-graduation. Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests. During my undergrad, I used to make sure I reach the club at 5 in the evenings. Now, it's hard to reach at 6:15 in the evenings. It doesn't matter what book you like, what movie you like, which movie comforts you, which book comforts you. I used to love reading. Now I don't find time to read. I used to hate movies, but somehow I find time for movies now. How did it start? Forget what my favorite movie is. How did it start? The first week of my post-graduation was very, very hectic. And it so happened that one such Friday after a hectic day at Toastmasters, I walked home, reached home at 10 in the night with my legs numb, heart numb, mind numb, everything's numb around, everything's aching. And in television there was this movie Ford v Ferrari. I love racing by the way, and I've never watched the movie. That evening, with my legs on a stool, everything numb around, I took the time to watch that movie. And it took a good amount of pain out of me, relaxed me to a huge extent. It's not the content of the movie, but the fact that you spent about 3 hours looking at a television screen with the lights off, relaxing, and the next morning waking up late. It doesn't matter which book you like, what movie comforts you. It's just that the time you spend with yourself, escaping from a world which is very, very hard. And ever since that, every weekend I make a goal and I watch one movie every weekend. Helps me.
Ford vs. Ferrari is a movie where people get to inspire. Not just because of the persistence what he showed other people what he could do with the knowledge what he has. The next topic is describe your ideal relaxing weekend. Describe your ideal relaxing weekend, Toastmaster Vineet.
Now coming to weekend, this is something which all the corporate doers love, and so am I. And if I describe my ideal weekend, then it would definitely start with a swim. I am into athletics, and swim is something which recharges me like anything. At morning swim at morning 5, I just love it. So weekend is something which pushes me to discipline, and first step of discipline starts for me with swimming. Post swimming, I pursue a second hobby which is cooking. So somebody pulled my leg like, are you doing it for Shari.com or something? No, it's not. It is something my passion, because I believe what you put in is basically add peace to your mind. So if you put outside food, it would add some kind of chaos in your mind, and if you put something which you cook out of like mindful thought, it would do add peace in your mind. So I followed a nutrition course and did proper cooking learning, and that's what I practice on weekends, Saturday, Sunday both. And in the evening, it's obviously a run. I plan to do triathlon, and that's what my weekend is on, to do the preparation for triathlon, and my weekends are my favorite. So, thank you.
People who don't know what is triathlon, is nothing but running, swimming and cycling, which happens within a short period of time, continuously. Vineet, whenever you're going, please let me know. I'll send Bryan and Vishal along. Thank you so much. Hope you all enjoyed well. Over to our table topic mark. Toastmaster of the day, Amrit.
Thank you, Srinivas, Toastmaster Srinivas, for that enthralling table topic section. Please give him a big round of applause. Now, as I told you before, this section is to be evaluated, and for that I invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Pradeep Padmanabhan, to give his evaluation.
In case you are all wondering, I'm not going to be evaluating the table topics master. I'm going to be evaluating the icebreaker. Alright. Let's begin. So, a very good evening to one and all, dear Toastmasters, dear guests. Hope you all are having a wonderful evening. Okay. And a special good evening to our speaker of the day, Jahnvi. Jahnvi, you are somebody who comes out of the speech craft program, and I've heard very good things about it. I've had the privilege of being part of one of the sessions, and we know where the benchmark is. So I'm going to evaluate you on that scale. And boy, would I say you struck gold. You started with an almost impeccable speech for your icebreaker. And I'm saying almost. We'll come to that part a little later. But let's see where you excelled, where you could do a little better. There's always room for improvement, no matter how. Okay, so let's see the parts where I believe you did a very good job. You're very well dressed to begin with. This stage needs a decor. It demands a decor. And you took it on its stride. You're very well dressed for the occasion. Good start. Next, you came on stage. Your speech was very well articulated. You were well composed. There are a couple of instances where you lost a little bit of track, but you took a pause and you collected your thoughts and you delivered. You continued your delivery very well. So, good. Your speech was very well littered with humor. And the humor was well placed and it was appropriate where it was required. It wasn't thrown in just for the heck of it. Your body language again was very appropriate when you were delivering about a cup of chai or going on a scooty. It was very relevant and placed appropriately. Now, these are some brilliant things. Let's quickly switch over to some of the things which, in my opinion, you could improve a little bit. One thing I would deliver a little differently is your voice. Your voice, although it carried very well, some of the words were kind of a little squished. I felt your pace could have been modulated a little better, especially the key part of your speech. Either be chained or embrace change. Such a lovely message. It got a little squished in my opinion from hearing from the back. It could be more impactful. Either be chained or embrace change. Slow down when you deliver your key points. Good. Then comes your body language. Now I said you had a very good body language incorporated into the system. That is very good. But then mid-sentences you were kind of moving around a little bit. I also tend to do that, but I was told that it is a little distracting, and I would agree. So, overall, for an icebreaker, you were almost impeccable and you lived up to the standards of speech. Going forward, I'm sure you're only going to scale more and more heights. With that, over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pradeep, for that well-delivered evaluation. Please give him a big round of applause. Now, we will delve into our last section of the meeting, which is evaluation. And for that, we have our general evaluator. Our general evaluator today is an accomplished and a veteran Toastmaster. He joined Bangalore Toastmasters Club in 1998. He is one of the very few Toastmasters who have been 3-time presidents of our club. which is a lot of commitment. On his professional side, he is a chartered accountant, and he has traveled across the world and in India for his work. One of the places where we all know that he has spent most of the time is China, and he is adorably called the China Man in our club. So ladies and gentlemen, with a thunderous applause, let's welcome our accomplished and veteran Toastmaster, Nithin. Toastmaster Nithin.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
You know, as we know, words have the power to change, influence, and trigger many things in our life. I remember when I joined the corporate world about more than 2 decades ago. I was an angry young man and had an equally angry young boss. Now, we were communicating to, those were the days when there was a transition from the telephone to the email. Email had just come in. And we were all so happy. And I was thinking I was impeccable in my job and doing great things. And as usual, you hate the people who are on the other side of the table, So people who are sitting in the Mumbai corporate office, we had hatred for them because they were asking so many questions, and all stupid questions is what I thought. And my boss used to call me and shout at them in front of me, which used to anger me further. And it enticed me or motivated me to write emails, angry emails those days. 3 emails, my boss realized something is wrong because it was full of, venom. I used to tell the other person who's sitting in Mumbai, you don't know what you're doing. And he was sitting there. And then came the first lesson in my life. Boss called me one day and gave his thought. He said, always remember what your email, the guy who reads your email, you put yourself in that position. And then your email text will change. It was one of the most important words about life. It changed my life. Every time I wrote an email from that time onwards, I used to put myself in the other person's shoes, read the email, and then send it. Over a period, things changed. Words, which was email, now it has gone to social media and so many things. Just yesterday, my daughter, she sent me a video. I was busy somewhere. I didn't pick up, fortunately I didn't pick up the video. Then I asked after my work, what is the video? She said, in the video call she had made. In the meantime, she sent me a video. She said, you have not switched off the geyser, you'll get it on. I took the video and sent it. The feedback changes over a period of time. As Jahnvi is mentioning, things change. So the words can be in so many forms. But it's aptly in today's situation, we have brought this theme for all of us to remember that and take everything in our life. Now coming to the meeting, we had a wonderful start today, 6:31. But I should commend the committee because there was some absentees in the roll takers. But I'm sure none of you know about it. The sergeant came here and started the meeting because she had the confidence in her team that they will set right whatever the gaps were. I was sitting there and watching what's happening, and then things fell in place. The roll takers were already filled in. Good work by the team and good work by the sergeant arms. Give us a big round of applause. Toastmaster Bhavana, you are very confident. I didn't expect a Toastmaster Sergeant Arms, first time Sergeant Arms to be that. You surprised me with your confidence and composure and your smile. Good job. And the way you invited the President, Chaitra, was wonderful. Keep it up and keep bringing changes. try to improvise upon yourself. I have nothing to comment on your role. Coming to the president, Chaitra, you spoke about the theme for the day, and of course you have an experience of being a vice president, education, and so you had no nervousness in your role. You had a good welcoming all the members, the guests especially, welcome them, started the meeting in the right note, and asked the secretary to speak on minutes. I was surprised why the regular secretary is not speaking. Then I knew that she is also doing a project. Now, you had a good voice modulation. What I thought was the example you gave. Now, as a president, you have an opportunity to talk about the topic, and that is the primary message. The example you gave was your mom calling you, and you're immersed in the books, and you're telling the audience that the books had the words which impacted you. Now, I would have preferred to hear about an incident or something which somebody told you, gave an advice, and that changed. And what was that advice? Probably we can work on that on the next team. But very well done. For the second time, you're doing on the second meeting, right, as a president. Give her a big round of applause. And most surprising was the Toastmaster of the day, Amrit. She has completely took me by surprise in her presence, in her smile, and the confidence. And the best thing, Toastmaster Amrit, was you never referred a note. Now, I tend to refer the note about the speaker, the role. It's amazing work what you did. And when there was a change, during the meeting, there was a change. She had discussed something with me. That she took it very nicely, and I'm sure none of you noticed the changes, except few seasoned Toastmasters. They raised their hand, but wonderfully done. I think this is the caliber we need to learn. When there's an unexpected thing happen, you need to carry on. That is the test of a Toastmaster. Very well carried out. Give her a big round of applause. And your transition from your stories to Toastmasters background was very well done. I was thinking, how will you transition from your story to the Toastmaster, but very well brought out. Good work. We need to learn from that. And next we had icebreaker. Now this is a very little bit of a technically complex meeting for me, and I'm sure for the Toastmaster, because we have one icebreaker who is being evaluated by a Toastmaster who is also giving a project. And that Toastmaster also being evaluated by another person. Okay? So that is where the change I was talking about. The second one, the table topic, the person who gave the table topic, also doing a project. And he's also being evaluated. So it's a very interesting meeting. Thanks for that. We brought it. And so the first project given by Jahnvi Gupta on changes, she was evaluated by Pradeep, who was doing this project. Now, how Pradeep did his job is being evaluated by DTM Gangaadhar. I request Gangaadhar to come over here and give your evaluation.
Evaluator, Toastmaster Padmanabhan. Now, I'm not going to be speaking on the speaker because that's not the purpose I'm here. It's more on how the evaluation is conducted. And to see that in perspective, I felt that you did an impeccable job in your evaluation. The reason being, to start off, you read the objectives, but that is very clear, very straightforward, which anybody would produce. Well done. And when you opened your evaluation, you were very clear right at the beginning that you're setting a tone of there were areas which were good and there are things I'm going to be talking about. We will come to that later. So you already set the tone for the speaker to expect both sides of it. Normally what they not say hey, is that you have like a sandwich method and so many other ways of doing it with the positive and then you know give areas of improvement and stuff. But you set the expectations very well. And I noticed that you were very observant right through the speech. And even when she was, that split-second pauses was giving the sufficient indication of what was transpiring, because it's not only the pauses, it is also the body language that I thought you had read through or seen through. So those were very observant way of doing the whole thing. And you also used the word impeccable, I think, twice in her speech. And you did bring about the thing that how you could have expressed between the change and the embrace change. I like that part of it, where you really set an example of how it could have been done. However, now, when you're talking about the usage of stage, I felt you could have demonstrated that even better. Because one thing is very clear, you were not using the mic, right? You had your notes, no doubt. But when you're using that stage, it could have been very clearly the kind of accommodation she was using in those 4 different times in 3 years. You could have demonstrated for the person to understand that better, is what I felt. And yes, you could have maybe as you started with a positive note and the areas of improvement, in the end, just layered it off once again with, you did a fabulous job of your speech, for a speech crafter as you opened it with. And I look forward to more and better speeches on, kind of a thing. So it gives you take the person up, areas to improvement, that's what we call as constructive criticism, and back to great, look forward to more, kind of thing. So this could have been a very good way, but we talk of ideal evaluations. Each one has its own way, and it's good. Thank you very much. I can't say I look forward to more evaluations, but yes, all the best. Thank you.
So I was talking about email and the kind of email, the causes words which change the kind of emails I used to write. And I still remember when I was posted to China, it was a very difficult time initially for 3 months. There's strange words, strange people, you can't understand the language, you can't speak, so many things. And I got an email from my boss, administrative boss, who is the CFO right now for L&D. He wrote to me asking me how is life in China. I would have responded with 100 problems, but then I realized I should follow the practice. So I wrote a mail which contained problems but solutions and the way positively you look at life. And I wanted him to at least show it to one person. The mail he circulated to the board of directors and the whole L&D finance fraternity throughout India. I was so happy. See, these are the things you learn. And today we saw Shreya talking about how she learned from Toastmasters in her life. And her speech is being evaluated by our past president, Toastmasters Chief. I request Chief to come over here and give your evaluation.
Good evening, General Evaluator, ladies and gentlemen, and Toastmaster Shreya in particular. Since Shreya used the board, I will also use the board. And Shreya told in a speech that she has a big heart. Some would evaluate her speech using a drawing heart. H for me is humor. Shreya, she has got that uncanny knack of coming here and just sprinkling humor and creating that engagement with the audience. Sometimes she mumbled, but she used those situations as stepping stones, and then she made it impeccable, by her delivery. So continue that sprinkling humor in your speeches. Next one is experience. This project demands to speak about something you've already done. The project is actually already done. She has already done the project. It was just a formality for her to come here and speak about it. And since she used the method of speech, that's why I'm evaluating this speech. So all of us know that she was quite able and exemplary in her duty as a surgeon at arms for the last 6 months. When she was it creates that kind of authenticity which I'm talking about, because there is no need for the members for us to use extra words to talk about her, because she has came here and she has proved that as a project. We have no doubt about her. Only her challenge was here to come and tell the audience, and the greatest challenge for her today was there was a large number of guests who don't know about her. And then next one for me is the R for recommendations. One is Shreya. She took a little more time to set up the tone, because I think she lost maybe 1 or 2 minutes in setting up, because the content of the speech was following up. And then major thing is she had that power of authenticity, but she didn't use it to the eye contact. She could have definitely looked at the audience across, because one of the key factors of public speaking is engaging the audience with your eye contact. When the speaker looks at the audience, it creates a bridge, and whatever is conceived by the speaker has a better form of translating into the audience. Next one is, that was abrupt. The closing was quite abrupt. I couldn't feel that she was going to close the speech. Suddenly she said, Toastmasters is the secret of my energy, and she went back. And the last one is takeaway. There was a beautiful opportunity for Shreya to give a message to the audience. What she learned in those 6 months. How she as a person, we know she got transformed. But as an audience, we all want to imbibe that, what 1 or 2 things she learned from that. So, to sum it up, good humor, experience shown on the stage, authentic, and with few eye contact, and a message, and a great takeaway would have been an impeccable speech.
Thank you, DTM Gangaadhar. And past president, immediate past president, for your impeccable evaluation. And what I liked for both speakers was there was humor in your speech. That's very difficult, especially Jahnvi, you're speaking for the first time as an icebreaker. To bring in pepper your speech with the humor is something which, not all of us can get that kind of quality. Keep it up. And Shreya, where is Shreya sitting here? But you did excel. Shreya did excelling. Once you can get away. Twice you could get away. But the third time you were exhaling, I knew, okay, now, I was also getting nervous. That reminded me of, again, going back to China story. I had a friend. He was the owner of a pub, which I used to go every weekend. His name was Everest. A hulky guy, Chinese guy, full of power and all that. Somehow he got a liking for me. Till today, I don't know what kind of liking. But after all the parties over and all that, he will call me and say, Anchandi Yi. He'll say, I will not know what it is. It's like a table topic for me. I'll come back. Every weekend he used to tell me until the evening. Then I went to my interpreter and asked, what is that? What he was telling was, in China Chinese it means safety first. He always used to say safety because I was driving after getting drunk. So he used to tell me. I was so happy till today I carry that message. Whenever, of course I don't drink and drive, but whenever I drive, I always remember Everest. So it also reminded me of the table topic. That's why the story came from me. And Srinivas was giving the table topic. It's nice table topic what he gave. There's from Priyanka we can hear how it was and how good or bad it was. Priyanka, please come forward.
Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and your guests.
Good evening.
Before I share my evaluation, I would like to reiterate the purpose of the project. The member is practicing active listening, and how the member needs to practice active listening is, as a topic master, the member should make short affirming statements after each speaker completes an impromptu speech, indicating they heard and understood each speaker. And my evaluation will be on the same basis. I would first like to share the area Toastmaster Srinivas week impeccably demonstrated. First, you had an impeccable energy when you got onto the stage. I like the way you started and you maintained that energy throughout the session. Second, you had these small nudging words of encouragement before you called upon the members, making them feel at ease just before the table topic session started, because we all know how dreadful it is to many of us being called onto the stage. So a great way to set the tone and start. The third, very simple, relatable topics which made it easy for everyone to speak something about the topic, and that was fantastic. I also appreciate one more thing, that we did give these small prompts when people got stuck on stage. That was very nicely done, helping them at least attempt table topics. Now, if I may have few suggestions on area of improvement, since we have a lot of first-time guests, I would suggest that you could have explained the benefits of table topics. Because when you come onto the stage, in just a few seconds, you need to comprehend. And you'll be learning on three skills like thinking, organizing, and presentation. So I felt if you could emphasize what is the benefit of table topic session. The second one, as a table topic master, every word in the topic must be well enunciated. And I felt we're very fast. You did repeat it twice, which is a very good thing, but it was fast. The thing that fell for you right was the topics were simple, so people did get it. Third was the affirming statements after each speaker, in my opinion, was, I only found that for Prakarsh, while for the rest of it, it appeared that we're only sharing your knowledge and your idea about certain words that you caught up from what the speaker spoke. For example, when Murli spoke about Tirumala, right? Tirumalai. Okay. He very well explained, telling that, you could also walk on the hills, it's very refreshing. And you could have probably, could have given it back as a reaffirming statement saying that, thanks for sharing this aspect of this place. I've visited this place many times, but I've never, tried to experience this aspect. This would have been more affirming kind of a statement when it comes for table topics that was looking forward in your project. Otherwise, if I have to say, I know active listening is a challenge in today's time with all the distractions. So all in all, I really loved the session that you took over, and it was filled with energy, simple topics, a few considerations of my suggestions would really be very great. I was looking forward when you will take over as a table topic master again. Over to you.
how many of you would guess that Shreya took the role in the last minute. She came here, gave a speech, but it was the last minute speech. I am sure none of you would have guessed it. Just because I told now, people know, but that is a challenge as a Toastmasters we need to take up when all are wrong. And my advice to evaluators in future is always evaluate the speech, not the speaker. Because we tend to talk about, oh, I heard so many things about you, and you are a past president or president. Not required. We need to only look at the speech, what is the guideline, and give back very objectively. That's what we need to, and that's what the evaluators have done today. Give them a big round of applause. Now we have a tag team for the benefit of guests. Tag means timer. Any guess what is the A? That's R counter. And how many guests are there? Okay, one guess. See what is G.
It's written there actually.
Good. So I call upon the timer first, Kenneth, to come and give you a report.
Staying within the time limit today. I'll just highlight the speaker, the time the speakers took, and the evaluators took. Speaker, Toastmaster Jahnvi Gupta took 5 minutes 38 seconds. Toastmaster Shreya took 5 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Pradeep took 3 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Sheep took 3 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Gangaadhar, PM Gangaadhar, took 2 minutes 54 seconds. And Toastmaster Puneeth took 3 minutes 30 seconds. Back to you, Jahnvi.
I request our counter, Toastmaster Anand, to come and give a speech, give a word.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Aranya. I was your R counter, and my job was to listen for filler words like and repeated phrases that can speak into our speech. Here's what I noticed today. In flawless, we had Toastmaster Bhavana, Toastmaster Priyanka, Toastmaster Srinivas, Toastmaster Bryan, and Toastmaster Pradeep. And 1 to 5 filler words, we had Toastmaster Abhay, Toastmaster Muralidharan, Toastmaster Vineet, and 5 to 10 we had Toastmaster Amrit, Toastmaster Sheep, Toastmaster Abhay, and Toastmaster Prakarsh. And 10 and more we had Toastmaster Prakarsh and Toastmaster Chiranth, Toastmaster. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Aranya. Now I call upon Vishal, our grammarian, to give his.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before I give the good usages of the English language, let me enumerate few of the not so good usages of the English language according to me. One of the members said, I will share you, and I got scared. Who is this person going to share me with? It would have been shared with you. Confused as a boy would have been confused for a boy in this context. Come out loud would have been say it out loud. Not existent could have been does not exist. Come on more stage could have been come more on stage. And you know as you know could have been either one of that. You know or as you know. Few eye contact could have been more eye contact. Now coming to the wonderful usages of the English language. We have nose buried in a book, phonetically correct, which I can confirm was phonetically correct. Limited, invited a lot of comments, sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. Shopee charm, for menacing style, and for just means fake in French. Enthralling table topic session, struck gold, well lettered with humor, imbibe that in your speech, reiterate the purpose. Now those who were impeccable at using the word impeccable are Amrit, Jahnvi, Shreya, Srinivas, Pradeep, Nithin, Gangaadhar Krishna, and Priyanka and Kenneth. Now before I get off stage, I would like to leave you with a little more of an encouraging message than our dear Toastmaster of the Day's grammar teacher did. Always remember, grammar is just a tool, not a rule. Play it cool, because in the beginning, even Shakespeare seemed like a fool, but now his words are taught in school. Over to you.
As a member of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, I was and am always afraid of aging in time. Because time on I could always control because of momentum. But this our counter and grammar, it's very difficult for me to improvise, but I like the idea of Toastmasters to keep giving that feedback. It's very important for us to improve week after week. And about Toastmasters, Srinivas, your project on table topic was on active listening. So in one or two occasions, I also noticed that the speaker gave a speech. You're supposed to listen to that and give a comment. Now, one or two occasions you gave a comment on the speaker, especially I heard Prakarsh. I heard so much speaker about you, Prakarsh. But it's not required because you need to talk about what he said. And then, that is something we need to improve upon when the next time we take up this evaluation. But otherwise, it has been a wonderful job by Srinivas. Give him a big round of applause. And not but the least, I should thank the team, especially Chaitra and Amrit, for continue to communicate with me and asking me to give one general evaluation. General evaluation is relatively easier job because the tag is not going to comment on me. That is must and you're not being evaluated. So, but still, I was taking my own time because coming here and speaking is not easy, especially when you got a gap. So that's what I was telling some of the guests who came here. It's very difficult, but I'm happy that I did that. I'm happy. I'm thankful to both the President and Vice President of Education for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nithin, for that accomplished general evaluation. Can we have a big round of applause for him? Now, as he said that he is not getting evaluated, so it becomes easy. But even if when someone is evaluating you, I learned one thing in Toastmasters, is that if you have done something wrong or some mistake, initially when I used to come for let's say a table topic, and I'm not able to speak, I would literally beat myself up, But then I learned something here, and that's from DTM Rajdeep Manwani, that he said some 2 words, so what? That if you have done a mistake, or if you have gone wrong somewhere, so what? We all are improving, we all are learning, and that is what Toastmasters is all about. So thank you so much for Great session, and let's have a big round of applause for all the role takers and for the audience. Now quickly let's do the voting link. The password is the same, 1000,000. You have 5-10 seconds. And while we are doing the voting, let me hand over the stage back to our President, Toastmaster Chaitra Chandapillai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrit. And thank you to all the role takers who made today's meeting so wonderful and flawless. I hope everyone has finished voting. Yes? Okay. So while we wait for the results, I'm just going to make a quick announcement. Can we have all the guests stand up? Okay, quite a lot of you. I hope you all enjoyed today's meeting. I just want to quickly let you know that there will be a walkthrough being delivered after the meeting closes. So please meet Toastmaster Vineet, who is right over there, raising his hand. So he will answer all your questions about what Toastmasters does. You can meet him after the meeting and he'll take you through it. Thank you. Okay, now we come to the awards segment of the meeting. The best auxiliary role taker award goes to someone who showed us how language makes Germans very logical with his hand shoe example. Toastmaster Vishal Vasantkumar. The best role taker award goes to someone who is so creative that even her spellings are creative. Toastmaster Amrit Kaur. The best table topic speaker award goes to someone who misses his undergrad days so much, and he's made it a point now to watch a movie every week. Toastmaster Bryan. The best evaluator award goes to a superhuman who does push-ups with 100 kg. Toastmaster Priyanka Radhavedi. with this, we come to the end of meeting number 1485. I declare meeting number 1485 closed. Can we have all the award winners here on stage to take a photo? And in the meantime, can all the guests please take your snack and meet Toastmaster Viraj outside.
Jahnvi. Done.